everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the You Haven't Seen That Movie Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast where my guests and I watch a famous movie I've never seen before and discuss it. This week, we're talking about Pokémon 2000, a 1999 classic. I'm your host, David Lonnie Waters, and in my guest chair today, we have Bryn Keenum.
Hi.
How's it going, Bryn?
Pretty good. How are you doing, David?
Oh, you know, killing, chilling.
Grilling.
Hey, why not in this weather, in this Texas weather?
Yeah.
How was your last 2 weeks with all this?
God. The snowpocalypse. I was still going into work for a lot of it because I only live about 5 minutes away.
Really?
Yeah, so I would just drive 10 miles per hour over the ice and get myself to work.
So I know exactly where you work at. Do you take Teasley all the way there?
Yeah, because I'm right off Teasley now. And
yeah,
not
right
to
over by
dox
Geyer.
myself
Yeah.
on your podcast, but
Oh my gosh,
I live very close there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Somebody's gonna go track you down. I promise. I hope not, unless I get big.
Hey, if David is big and you want to stalk me, honestly, fine. Hit me up, DM me.
Right. It'd be a great, I'm sure some like murder mystery podcast would cover your death.
Or a wonderful meet cute, like
that would be great cross promotion for me. So in your death,
you have to dedicate. If I die because of this, you have to dedicate all future episodes to me.
Exactly. Yes, you would be a podcast producer and spirit. Literally.
And every episode you start out and you're like, and as always, this episode is dedicated to our special guest, Bryn Keenum. R.I.P.
So before I got on, I went to go brush my teeth, and Bryn did a wonderful Donna Summers. You might hear a little bit at the end of the podcast, but I think from now on, if that's the case and that happens, I'm going to use this Donna Summers track. I'm going to track down whatever like media company owns the rights and be like, please, I'm going to get on my hands and knees and beg. What'd you say?
Atlantic Records.
Oh, yes. You know the exact one?
They own the Pokemon 2000 soundtrack.
Oh. Noted.
For future reference, David.
Right. I love it. I love it. God damn it. If that happens, I'm doing it.
Well,
you will be missed, Bryn.
Thank you. In memoriam.
Right. Forever and always. I fucking love it. Bryn, I want to let the audience know, I guess, like some relation of how we know each other.
Okay.
I'll let you take it.
I met you through your sister Crystal.
Yes.
I think the first time we met was actually the first time I had met Crystal as well.
Really?
Yeah. Crystal and I met at a gay ice cream social for UNT. And our mutual friend Shannon, who has been on this friend of the pod.
Yes,
Shannon.
yes, exactly. Borat episode, friend of the pod. Yes, I was gonna mention a lot of the friends of the pod later. So.
Many friends in the pod in common. But Shannon invited us to her mother's church, and I think we met there for the first time.
What church was this?
One of the Unitarian ones in the area. Sorry, Shannon.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I feel like in college I didn't go to church at all. I never went.
It wasn't like a church thing. They were having like a game night, and we all went because Shannon invited
okay.
us.
That's where my mind blurs because
yeah.
I've been to many game nights,
but not many churches. So this one should stand out. But
interesting. That's interesting. What I remember of you is there was like a known gas station. It's called Howdy Doody. Like, I love the name of that one. So you had an apartment close by it. And I remember going over to your place and you and your roommate, Rachel. It was, I don't know, it was me, Crystal, Maria, you, I said Rachel twice, Jesus. Shout out Rachel.
Friend of the
Rachel, we got Rachel on the mind, my goodness. And then somebody else, but we would watch the OC. Maybe it was the OC, or it was 90210.
It would have been the OC. Shannon and I are both very big fans of the OC.
Oh, okay, yes. And I love that time spending over there, sitting on like your futon couch in there, and I was just like, yeah, we're having a good time. You had that island.
Do you remember when we made spaghetti sauce at my place? You and I homemade red wine spaghetti sauce.
We sure did. I can't. That was so long ago. I can't. That was very vague. You pulled that out of the back of my ether.
Ready for it.
Right? Nice. Yeah, that spaghetti sauce was so good.
It remains the best spaghetti sauce I have ever made in my life. Never to be replicated.
Ever. I don't think. Like, I don't even remember where I had got that recipe from, but I just remember it being like, I ate some spaghetti and God talked to me.
Communed with the spirits.
Yes, the Italian gods. Good Lord.
Ina Garten spoke to us.
Mm-hmm. I love Italian food.
God same. Right. Hard same.
Bryn, how have you been?
I've been good. Yeah. Very busy with work. We have a event coming up next weekend. That's one of our soon-to-be annual events that we have. And so just getting prepared for that and getting ready I get to moderate some Zoom chats next weekend and get some overtime.
Oh, yeah. Zoom chats, yay. I know all about that.
Yeah, you use it a lot.
Yeah, we have a virtual office for our higher ed office.
So fancy.
Yeah, students just pop in at the click of a button and harass me.
Thank God it's easy to do that, because
I don't know where I would be today if that wasn't the
without
case.
Zoom harassment.
Yeah. So if you need any help, I am your Zoom expert.
Perfect.
But you should know that fuck you, Zoom. I'm never going to do any ad thing with you. I'm going to bash you right here, right now. You have the worst customer service I have ever heard of. You make me pay for a certain plan to be able to call you. You sons of bitches. I hate it.
You have to pay to call their customer service?
You have to have a certain license in order to be able to call them and talk with them on the phone. They have no chat feature. You have to email them back and forth. Or maybe they have a chat function.
I want that in my own life, though, where you have to pay me to be able to contact me.
Isn't that the life? That'd be the life right there. That'd be so sweet.
Right?
They have this...
Easy money.
Right? They have this certain app. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole one day, and these celebrities are using this app, and people can pay like $5-10 to
Cameo.
I think so. And like, I remember watching, I don't remember the dude's name, but his voice is very familiar. The parrot from Aladdin.
Oh, Gilbert Godfrey.
Yes, Gilbert Godfrey would, like, in this YouTube video I was watching, was like doing these short ass like happy birthday messages to people.
Cameo.
Yeah. I was like, that's cool.
A friend of mine from high school is very into Cameo.
Really?
And he buys, it's all like B-list celebrities. It's not like Brad Pitt you can hire to like sing
only a
happy bar mitzvah to you or something.
Classic.
But you can get a lot of he's a really big fan of like old animation sort of things, so you can get like the people who voice old animated stuff, and they'll like to.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I know you can get, Shannon and I are both part of a Survivor Facebook group, and a lot of people will get Survivor contestants to say like happy birthday and stuff to them as well.
Nice. I know y'all are really into that. Which hey, let's lead into it. What have you been watching?
Not Survivor recently.
For shame.
I recently went on kind of a binge of watching Sundance movies from this year, from the Sundance Festival.
Oh, okay. Any good ones?
I have 2 or maybe 3 that I like recommend. Judas and the Black Messiah. It's on HBO Max right now.
Oh, okay.
It's about the assassination of Fred Hampton, the Black Panther leader, by the FBI.
Okay.
Really fantastic. It has the main character from Get Out, that actor whose name I can't remember off the top of my head.
We go to HBO Max quite a lot in this house, and I think I have seen that ad on there.
Very good.
Noted.
Wonderful quality and just like wonderful acting and such an intense story.
Right.
And then I also watched The Devil All the Time, which is on Netflix right now.
Oh my God. We were watching. So we went on vacation not too long ago to Galveston, and we watched the first part of it.
It's very good.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
Like I hadn't gotten anywhere close to the ending of it. I just like watched that first part, but
it's
holy shit, did that movie like fuck me up?
Yeah, it's kind of vignette-y, so you get like all these different people's storylines that coalesce at the end.
Oh, okay. I thought it was always about Tom Holland.
It's essentially about Tom Holland, which can you complain about a movie that's just about Tom Holland?
I don't know. I think he's overrated, but
David.
Is that blasphemous to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
come at me.
Everyone's favorite Spider-Man, apparently. Right. I get into fights at work about this.
Oh. Listen, audience.
Ardent Tobey Maguire fan.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Talk shit about Tobey Maguire and Nicolas Cage around me. Talk about fighting words.
Yeah. I will fight with you.
Nice.
Tag team me and David.
Right.
In the 7-Eleven
so audience, this I want to, if you have a problem, with Tobey Maguire, what was it? Nicolas Cage. And what was yours? Tom Holland.
Yeah.
You had another one in there. No. Yeah. If you got a problem, call us. Let us know. I want to argue.
David and I will meet you at the Walmart parking lot and beat the shit out of you.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Bryn and I, we've trained. You don't know. You don't know my life outside this podcast. Oh, we could.
What have you been watching, David?
As of late, I was telling somebody that I was watching the WandaVision on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Not too bad. It was like the episode before the penultimate one, the season finale.
I've heard that the shit has hit the fan.
It has. I really don't want to spoil it. We were talking about spoilers before the podcast, and in the moment, I'm not going to spoil it. I said to Bryn, I'm going to spoil the shit out of it. But no, it's really good. It's really good. They did something crazy that I didn't think they would, and they certainly did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'll leave it at that.
Sometimes the MCU can surprise you.
Yeah. I have to admit, I'm a big fanboy. It's become cliche at this moment to be a Marvel fan. Like, Marvel flan. Marvel flan. Oh my God.
A Marvel creme brulee.
I'm sure they have it like at Disney World. That's a good point. Bringing up Disney, you used to intern for them, didn't you, for a little while?
I did. I worked there for 2 years.
How was your experience at Disney?
Let's just say I've been told I've ruined many a vacation.
Nice. That's something you should strive for, though.
Hire me as your travel agent.
Oh, I really fuck it up. That should be like your tagline.
I'll really fuck it up. With that resounding endorsement.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's going to spread across the globe being on this podcast. Good Lord.
Hell yeah. Stalk me and then ask me to plan your vacations.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we'll have a good time. Jesus. Bryn, I want to get into some podcast quick notes before we get into the plot and the fun stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to call it that.
Oh, I do.
So now we are on YouTube. Yeah, we go to YouTube now. There's no video yet. Hopefully we'll have that pretty soon. So you can go watch us there now. Also, it's been really easy. I fucked with the Facebook settings and the Instagram settings, and literally it's like 2 clicks to give us a call. So I'm not even going to fucking repeat the number on the podcast anymore for the voicemail.
You have no excuse not to call in with your opinions now.
Exactly. Literally 2 clicks.
I'm going to start doing it every week.
You know what I was thinking? I don't know if I said it on last week's podcast, but it's like, I think on like maybe even tonight, it's Saturday night, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get real fucked up. And then I'm going to call my own voicemail. You're going to get my drunk review of Pokemon 2000.
Yes, wonderful. I think already we may be getting our drunk reviews of Pokemon 2000.
Oh, good Lord. Some of them might be sloppy. I'd be like, I don't want to. I guess after I wake up in the morning, we'll come back to that thought.
I've made no promises for quality tonight.
Right. I'll mumble. I don't care.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Yeah, so other than that, I wanted to do one more quick like opening segment before we get into it. I wanted to ask Bryn, what Pokemon would you think that I would have if you like didn't know me at all? Like you saw me on the street, Joe Schmo or Plain Jane.
I have to imagine that I'm seeing you at work because, as the audience may not know, I frequented one of the places that you worked at for many years.
Where was this?
A UNT.
Oh, classic. Oh, yes. College.
So I have to imagine if I saw you. I think the biggest appeal to me for Pokemon is having like some buff ass, like crazy monster that could just like protect you all the time and also is your best friend.
Yes.
So I think you would have a Poliwrath.
Ah, yes, yes.
Because it's kind of trippy, but also it's like this huge like bouncer type dude.
Isn't Poliwhirl supposed to be like fucking huge?
I don't remember how tall they are, but they're like almost all Pokemon are like fucking median 5 feet tall.
Pokemon ready to fuck you up. Like Polytail, that is like the first one is like so small. It's like the tadpole frog thing. I get it. I get it. Nintendo, I get it.
He's so cute.
But nonetheless, yeah. Poliwhirl's supposed to be fucking
by the time
big.
it gets to Poliwrath, he's like built like a shit brick house. It's ready to like go to Pound Town on your enemies.
I was gonna ask you later how you like the Detective Pikachu movie, but I was thinking like if I lived in that city and I walked like I turned the corner, I saw like this like a brick house of a Poliwrath. I don't know what the fuck I would do.
You're in an alley. He asked for your wallet. I recently caught a Poliwrath, or I evolved my Poliwrath on a Pokemon Sword, and the Pokédex entry talks about how the like swirl on it is actually its intestines that you can see through its skin.
Ew.
And it uses it to help lull people to sleep.
What is this fucking like Poliwrath about to like cannibalize me or something?
I don't
while I'm
know
asleep. Oh, yikes.
It's not a good time.
That's pretty dark if you think about it, and you go to some dark places with it. Good Lord.
Or some really nice places.
Or, yes.
It's a Poliwrath that used to be in a gang with you, but now it's reformed and it lulls your children to sleep.
Hey, classic. Get you a boyfriend like this brick ass Poliwrath.
Marry me, Poliwrath.
Right? Shit.
What about you, David? Do you think what Pokemon do I embody?
Yes, I was thinking. I was like, obviously you and I can only. Oh, what year were you born?
93.
93. Okay, so you're definitely a 90s kid like me.
Yes.
And saw the TV show, and I was like,
yeah.
I feel like you would have a Psyduck, or there's another one. Meryl is another one that I was thinking from the second gen.
Right.
Those two, I def see you having some some brick house like Poliwrath, and then like a Psyduck over on the side just chilling. Yeah, he's like, hey, just like come here, like
come on, buddy.
Right. Fuck. And then that Psyduck turns into a brick house. Fucking what's the other one? Golduck.
Golduck.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus. I love it.
I like that both of us apparently picked up on each other's water vibes, though. So this is definitely a water gym friendship.
We are definitely a water brick house family.
Fighting type.
Right? Yeah, we're not in the water. We're not getting those casts. We're getting built. Lifting those weights. Jesus.
Fucking swole.
You read my mind, Bryn. Oh Lord. If I was an entrepreneur in the Pokemon universe, I would make a killing.
It's true.
Yeah. Swole Gym. Don't fuck with us.
Swole Waters. David Swole Waters.
Jesus, I'm not even going to continue down. I was about to say, like, David's brick house, swole, water type gym. Jesus. Oh my God, it'd be the best time at that gym. Good Lord. Personal massages.
I would pay for that merchandise.
This polyrath is going to lull you to sleep and shit like that.
You won't even know you're working out.
Oh, that's good shit. Bryn, let's jump into it. Have you seen Pokemon 2000 before, Bryn?
My sister and I wore out the VHS watching this movie as children.
Oh, like, did it eventually, like, bust and
yes.
Classic VCR, like, tape shit come out?
The film was unusable by the time. My sister and I are obsessed with Pokemon.
Ah, I see.
My sister and I, I mentioned I was born in 93. I grew up playing the Pokemon games. Every generation, my sister and I would get one from each generation so that we could cross-trade Pokemon that were only available in, like, the other versions.
Shit.
So we started with blue, and my sister got yellow, actually, so not technically part of the generation.
Right, yeah. Went a little off script for the first one.
Yes.
Nonetheless.
But, and I kind of teased this before we watched the movie, so I have a horrifyingly embarrassing story that only a few people know. You're in a select club now.
Oh,
David.
yay.
My sister and I used to, in the car, we would essentially role play as Eevees.
Ah, nice. Everybody loves the Eevee.
We were a big Eevee car family.
Okay. Eevee car. Nice. I love it.
So while my parents would, like, drive us to church on Sundays, my sister and I would lay in the back of the car and we would just make up that we were both Eevees living in the Pokemon world.
You and your sister sound like you have a very strong bond. I love
Truly,
it.
it was forged in these years.
Forged in the back seat on the way to church.
Playing. So we called it the Eevee game. And whenever one of us wanted to start, we would just be like, do you want to play the Eevee game? And we would. So,
you know, it's funny, and my sister's going to be really pissed for me to say this.
Yes.
So they used to, maybe I was always into video games, and we had the Nintendo 64. They had that Smash Brothers game.
yes.
They wouldn't fight. They wouldn't do anything. They would just sit and play like house or something. They're so mad at me right now if they're listening to this.
That is beautiful.
They're so mad.
Which sisters?
All of them, to be honest. At least at one point or another, it was more my younger sisters.
That's fair.
Than the others. But
oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
I'm sorry, Tanya and Jessica Wanda Crystal, for revealing a dark secret of yours.
Added on David's podcast.
Right? Shit.
Hey, I did it too. I didn't even think to use props for it. My sister and I were 100% like LARPing in our backyard being Eevees. So there's no shame in that.
Right, exactly.
I actually...
Family, gotta love them.
I actually scared my sister off of playing it when the movie... It's, I think, 3 movies after today's topic. the Celebi Pokemon Forever movie.
Oh, Jesus.
I scared my sister off of the game because I created this storyline where like the Pokemon would like whisper Celebi's name, and it was like this really like horror based like
Bryn, oh my god.
Like, and
like
my sister was like, and we're done. And we're done playing this game forever. And that was the end of the Eevee game.
That is probably the best story that I've ever heard in my life.
I'm so glad that I could provide this.
Oh, that's quality content right there. That is quality content. That is so awesome. Let's see. Bryn, why do you like this movie so much? Or, well, maybe I should frame it in a different sense. Bryn, why do you like Pokemon so much?
You know how every once in a while there are those memes that pop up on Facebook, or the images that pop up on Facebook where someone's like, oh, if you had to choose some fantasy world, would you live in like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, like all of that? I have always wanted to live in a Pokemon world.
You and I are one and the same in that fact, because I have had the same dream ever since I was young. My whole life. Once I played Pokemon Blue, it was over for me. I was like, if I do not have a Blastoise by the time I'm in my 40s, what is the point of living? Oh my god, Bryn, this is the best. Oh my god. A Blastoise would be fucking kick ass.
Oh my gosh. I would verbally cheer on my Blastoise as I was playing Pokemon Blue, and I'd be like, yeah, Blast!
Right.
His name was Blast because I was incredibly creative.
Classic. I fucking love it. I fucking love Pokemon. I personally, like, whenever we were growing up, I can't remember it. Speaking of, you said that you had worn out the tape on the Pokemon 2000 one. We were avid watchers of Pokemon, like when it was on daily. And I think we watched up for, I don't know, through the second gen at least.
Right.
And there was this one episode like where in our childhood I guess we lost cable or something, and then we only had this VHS, and it was 2 episodes. It was the one with Raichu and Pikachu where they fight in that gym battle, and then the second episode was the first part of when they go on the St. Anne, that cruise ship.
Yes.
And they have, like, I guess Ash and somebody else like trades Butterfree for Eradicate. What a fucking bitch ass trade. And
mood.
we would always watch that one, and then we would never get resolution because it was like a 2-parter episode. So it was like there was like some like Team Rocket came or something, and was fucking up, and
right. Classic Team Rocket.
The ship was sinking, and that's like where the episode cut, and we didn't have the other tape. We were just like left hanging. So I had like Pokemon Blue balls.
Now I know you
blue
did.
Pokemon balls. I don't
Pokemon
know.
Blue balls. Now, I know you told me before recording that you did some research into Pokemon before this week's recording. Did you look up the resolution?
Oh, yeah. Oh, not that specific episode. No. I mean, I have watched it before. It's like, I remember it was Team Rocket. It was James. His Magikarp turned into a Gyarados, and that's how they got to the surface after. Because, like, I mean, they fucking sank like the fucking Titanic and shit. You know, I remember it specifically because it's the episode prior to the one where they encounter those huge ass animatronic Pokemon, and they get like so scared. Have you ever seen that one?
No, I don't think I have.
They're like gigantic. It's fucking crazy. I'll show it to you later. It's a good one.
Perfect.
Let's see what else. Yeah, so I giggled at the start of the podcast because the movie Pokemon 2000 was released in the year 1999.
Prepping. Just in case Y2K did happen, they wanted Pokemon to be released.
Well, I mean, okay. I guess it didn't throw me off too much because they do the same shit with like sports video games. It's like, Madden 21, and it came out in 2020. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's like hedging your bets for the next year.
Right, that's a big bet. Like, your company could crash before 2000. Y2K, yo.
That's what I'm saying. So they wanted to make sure that we all knew the touching story of Lugia before the internet destroyed all life on Earth.
Right. Needed Lugia to speak to me. And
sing to you, Dave.
Donna Summers to lull me to sleep. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm definitely an OG Pokemon fan. There was one I was going to mention just a second ago. Like, whenever we didn't live there, but we would go visit our grandma. She had a neighbor who had a huge Great Dane, but the kids in the house, I was like, I don't know why I pointed out the Great Dane first, but these kids had like a board game of Pokemon, and I was like really obsessed with the board game for some reason.
Interesting.
I want to find it. I want to find it because that would be a great piece of nostalgia for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
But nonetheless, I fucking love that. And
did you play the card game at all?
No, surprisingly, no. I never got into that. I remember having the cards, like...
Just as collector items?
Right, just to, have Pokemon cards, I had a few cool ones, but...
It never got banned at your school?
Did it really get banned at y'all's school?
It got banned at my school.
Oh, good lord, it was that bad?
I went to a private Baptist school for most up until 4th grade.
That'll do it. Pokemon will do it.
Ooh, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, anything that wasn't God was banned.
Oh, classic. I was really into... Speaking of card games, like Magic the Gathering in high school, I swear to God, our high school was ready to just fucking like smack the hammer down. These like fucking nerds are taking up half the cafeteria just playing this Magic game. Good lord. Brendan, I think that's really all. Let's go ahead and jump into the plot. So the movie opens up, this mysterious Elon Musk figure.
Lawrence the Third.
Lawrence the Third is his official. They actually don't say it in the movie.
Ever in the movie.
They just like reference him as the collector. But he like reads this prophecy, has some type of tablet, and then has some like phrase of a prophecy, and he starts to wanting to enact it. And basically like fucking
awaken Lugia from
essentially
their deep slumber.
Basically, it was like gather the three and the one will appear, something of that nature. And
right.
So he captures Moltres, the fire legendary from the first gen.
Yes.
So open of the movie, classic.
A really horrifying opening. You just see like Moltres getting like essentially poached.
Yeah, like some game hunter.
Yes. And so I was reading that apparently in the Japanese version, then it explains that he doesn't use the Pokeballs because he wants to have his Pokemon on display.
Oh.
Which is just like such a horrifying image.
Right. Well, I mean, you could say the same for the reverse. You want to beat the shit out of this Pokemon and then throw him in a ball. Like,
I mean, you're not wrong.
But yeah, that's
he says at one point, like, you're not even a trainer, and he's like, no, I'm merely a collector, and it's just this very horrifying attitude.
That's something I've always enjoyed about the Pokemon universe is that they can tell these like different, I don't know, perspectives. Like the one I watched in preparation was one about they like Ash and Brock and Misty go into this like ghost town essentially, and they find out that like these two gangs are having a turf war, essentially to like be the new gym of that town, and like they're fucking doing gang fights with Pokemon, and like the Scyther like fucking took down a whole house, and like there was people in it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like some like war type shit. And
this is why PETA wants to ban Pokemon.
Right? Oh my god. But I've always enjoyed that it like, I don't know, take something you wouldn't necessarily think of, like pull a parallel from the real world, I guess.
It can get pretty serious sometimes on Pokemon. They do have a lot of... I think this one in particular is such an environmental movie.
Yeah, it is. It is. It really like... So yeah, I guess with moving on, with Moltres captured, like a whole bunch, like global weather gets fucked up, essentially.
And so you start to see, like, Professor Oak is back in Pallet Town with Ash's hot mom.
That hot
Delia.
ass. Oh, yeah. So I was reading in the notes that this was the first time that they said Ash's mom's name.
Yeah, they gave her the hottest name.
So hot, Delia.
And so you get to see suddenly all of this wild weather, something like snow in the summer, and both of us remarked that this is incredibly similar to something we've recently experienced in Texas, having some sort of
right. You did make that snowstorm comment in there.
I did, and I think it's kind of valid. The Pokemon maybe predicted climate change.
Oh, hey. There's a Vice article for you. We'll get into another Vice article later. So I guess from there we pick up with like Ash and his friends. This is I was very surprised to see that dude in the green t-shirt. You said his name was like Tracy.
Sketchit.
He's the second gen Brock, essentially.
Yes. He joins up whenever Ash and his friends go to the Orange Islands because Brock has joined Professor Ivy on an internship.
Yes. I love that you have that knowledge. You can instantly inform me. I love it.
I was prepped.
That's there. This chick named Melody. She's, I guess, the maiden for this festival of some kind. It essentially was like a Chinese New Year festival, but with Pokemon. I don't even really know.
It's specifically for the three birds, the Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos. Mm-hmm. Then they have a festival specifically for that because those three birds live in the island surrounding Shamoody or Shaboody Island.
It is Shamoody, but throughout the movie I was like Shaboody. Shaboody Islands. I love it. Yeah, no, they're like the central island, and then there's like three like smaller islands, and one for each bird, essentially. And Melody like chooses Ash to be. I don't even know how this fucking culture works. And that she chooses
Pokemon trainer.
She chooses some random Pokemon trainer each year to go and get these orbs
just
or something.
The only one who came to the festival that year,
right?
Ignoring the fact that both Tracy and Misty are also both Pokemon trainers.
You pointed out in the movie that whenever we were watching it, that like none of these people have any Pokemon anywhere.
Clearly in the festival shots, then there are like, would you say like maybe 100, 150 of the tourists just watching these parades and things. And yet no one in this audience is any type of a Pokemon trainer except for Ash.
Yeah. It was very weird. Oh, it's my phone. Let me turn that off.
Horrible.
Classic. Oh, it's Maria. Classic Devil Wears Prada. Friend of the show. Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, Maria.
So, yeah, I guess from there he's chosen to go and seek out these like orbs, one from each island.
And he gets hella into it.
Oh, yeah, he should have. Oh, yeah, he definitely picked it up because this Melody chick just so banging. Ash just he instantly like simped. He was just like, oh, go get these orbs for me. And it's like, okay, yeah, like let's. Like,
I'm
hey,
ready
boat lady, are
now.
you ready? And she was like, hell yeah. Like, I'm ready for you to get some ass. She fucking like
ultimate wingman. They drove to that.
They drove to that first island so quick.
Maren was like, you are getting laid tonight.
I am telling you, you have had a rough week. Here we go.
You were on vacation. And so
Orange Island vacation. You're gonna get laid, Ash.
It happens in the islands. And so immediately after Ash is told, oh, you're the chosen one, you have to go get these 3 orbs, and she's like, go stay for this like dinner that we're having. And he's like, hell no. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to fucking Lightning Island immediately. Like, I'm gonna get these orbs. I'm chosen.
They literally left almost immediately. Like, didn't even they left Misty, that Tracy and then Melody, there. And I was like, oh god, like they were ready to go. To be fair, he thought he was gonna get some ass, to be honest.
And also Pikachu steals his hat, runs immediately to the boat.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Pikachu.
And Ash is like, what the hell? And then they go out, and almost as soon as they're out on the ocean, a storm, this climate change.
Yes, it was shifting back and forth between the Articuno and then the storms for Zapdos, and
Right.
yeah, no, they make it to the island, but they get there and fucking they get into this like rocky area that she didn't see, and they fucking crash land a boat, and Pikachu's the same whenever they get there, just fucking immediately runs up to that orb shrine or whatever the fuck and gets it.
And it's like, Ash grabbed this goddamn. Truly, Pikachu is the brains of this operation.
You did point that out. I was like, yeah.
Ash is just the human body that he chooses to use as a vessel.
I feel that was apparent from the first episode.
Yeah. Pikachu does have all of the personality. And usually has the one brain cell that he and Ash share.
Yes, of course. Gotta share.
Yeah.
You know,
all about community.
Right.
This may be the power of one, but it's really a codependent story.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I guess my favorite part. So Misty and this Melody chick really have a beef because I don't know what the Melody was like in on
women
him
against each other, David.
Yeah, that was a little weird, to be honest. I was like, oh my gosh, I found that very like that was just something that at the beginning of the movie, because then it fizzled out obviously towards the end. That really didn't come back up, but
it was unresolved sexual tension between Misty and Melody.
I was about to say like Eskimo sisters.
Yes.
Oh, good lord. Oh, but yeah, this Melody chick, they take this boat to go catch up with Ash, and she also crash lands on there, but she ain't. I don't know who taught this boating like course at this island, but like this bitch like lifts up the sails, and like I'll get to something that bothers me in a second, but this bitch like opens up the sails and like fucking skirts up the mountain like no problem, just like the wind's gonna take me there to Ash,
absolutely destroying the bottom of this boat. This boat is wrecked. It will never sail again as she is scraping it up these mountain steps.
I was reading the Wikipedia plot for it in preparation for the podcast, and it said Melody using her multi-purpose boat gets up the mountain. I was like, oh my god, what the fuck?
If it ain't multi-purpose, I do not know what is.
Like my boat's like my Swiss knives. Multi-purpose,
ready for anything.
Right. Oh, what bothered me about that is the sails come up and the wind is pushing the boat to a completely opposite direction. Like they're going up the mountain and the boat's being like the wind sails, it's like pushing to the side. It's like if physics were actually a thing in the Pokemon universe, they would just like their boat would fall over.
Just tip straight.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, this is like really odd, but I'm gonna suspension of disbelief or whatever the fuck. I guess the next thing that happens, yeah, they use the wind to climb the mountain. Professor Oak and Ash's mom leaves for the island because the weather event, they figured out like the currents are changing because each of like Moltres got captured, and they're like, what the fuck? And all these Pokemon are like heading there, so they're like, fuck, we should go there too.
Yeah, all of it seems to be coming from the islands.
Yeah. So I guess that's when they get to the island, Ash gets to the orb, and that's when like Zapdos shows up. And the, Elon Musk figure, the collector, comes in and captures them as well. Captures Zapdos and separately captures the boat, and they all go up into this humans. Like, I guess I didn't mention before, this Elon Musk figure has this fucking helicarrier.
This floating fortress with awful CG propellers that, again, the physics of this movie just not really tying with the real world.
No. Yeah, Pokemon universe is definitely different from ours. Gravity doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
With ocean currents changing at a whim. Yeah, I don't know.
The wind letting these ships up the mountain.
Yes, oh my gosh.
There's just a lot of questionable scientific practices going on here.
Right. Yeah. I guess they get in there, the collector introduces himself and just basically sets them free in this like helicarrier.
Yeah, in his Sistine Chapel.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Helicarrier. Then he's like, yeah, here are my 2 rare birds that I'm capturing, and I'm trying to destroy the world. And anyway, feel free to look around.
Yeah, it goes back up, and as he goes up, you see the Sistine Chapel again. Like, I don't know, that was such a weird thing to add in there, but that was cool. Nice character building.
We can't understand rich people, David. Right. We're both too poor
for
this.
Yes, so low class. Oh my gosh. I have no place in the Pokemon world. Yeah, so he goes back up, and actually, with the help of Ash, Moltres and Zapdos get free, and then like bust out this bitch and start fighting with Articuno. They were going to Articuno via the helicarrier, but like basically they all like get out and start fighting one another, and
they just like absolutely destroy this helicarrier.
They sure do. Make it crash.
It's crashing. It crashes into Ice Island, the last island that they need the orb from.
Right. No, that's not the case. They landed at Electric Island because at the end they still had to go to. Anyway, we'll get it right. I guess with that, like a water spout appears out of nowhere. They meet the Slow King that talks, and a lot of Pokemon talk, and I didn't realize that until I had watched this today. A lot of Pokemon do. I mean, obviously all of them talk. They say their fucking name, but
some of them speak
English. Yeah, speak English or Japanese. Like, and it's weird. But this Slow King fucking talks, and that's when like some water spout comes out, and it's obviously Lugia. It's like it was like just foreshadowing it the whole time. It would show like these like whale sounds and then the ocean or whatever. Right. This water spout comes out and whisks Ash off to the next island to get the next orb. And that was like lickety split, also very quick. They just went and grabbed it. Good to go. Oh, no. Well, I guess Lugia actually reveals himself after that point.
Yes.
And like they go back to the Slow King or whatever. Maybe I don't even remember. This was a little hazy, but
this is the part of the movie where it starts getting very just like you're just watching it for the cool Pokemon
battles. Yeah. Exactly. There's
like,
a lot
this plot is tenuous at best.
I do appreciate how like easy of a story it is, and it was more like visuals and stuff.
Right.
I can only imagine they wanted that from the first Pokemon movie, the Mewtwo one.
Right. And then that one came into this huge like individualistic versus like
right. Yeah, it's like a really philosophical like a very
the individual self versus like the needs of the people.
Right, exactly. Like definitely Pokemon 1 had a message. This one, I don't know. You said climate change, but besides the climate change fact, this one doesn't have too much of a thread.
Maybe not.
Oh yeah, Lugia shows themselves. Lugia fucking talks just like King.
The worst voice. I had forgotten how much this voice bothers me when I was a child. It's very regal and yet completely out of place and kind of horrifying.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not like Lugia's in the middle of this like legendary bird battle with like the world's at stake with the climate. He's just like sitting in some like study sipping some scotch or something.
It's a very, very interesting choice in the voicing category.
But yeah, Lugia shows us like these legendary birds, like they're fighting all like free for all at once, but at one moment they like the other 3 legendary birds are like, fuck, like they like, fuck, I don't want to fight with you, my guy, like let's fuck this guy up. And they just dog ass like Lugia, like literally put him into the ocean.
Lugia tanks hardcore straight into the ocean. Articuno freezes that bitch over.
Don't worry about them, and then literally go back to fighing one another.
Right.
Oh, that's when Melody gets like they're all together with Slow King. She plays that bomb ass song.
The theme of the movie.
The Lugia like gets powered up and like fucking I wrote down on my notes, I put, that song was lit, fam. Lugia.
It is truly Lugia's hype song.
It really is.
Like a prepubescent teenage white boy listening to Eminem. Like, ready for
oh
the
my
day.
God, right. Really was just powered up in that moment. He's like, I'm ready to kick ass.
He's like, yeah.
I don't know why Lugia couldn't fly Ash to the next island, but Team Rocket comes in clutch. Like, literally Team Rocket, like, sees the propeller of the helicopter that crashes. It's bringing Professor Oak and Ash's
hot mom.
Delilah to me. Like, it crashes and Team Rocket sees like this fin of the helicopter and they're like, huh. And they fucking like attach like this like helicopter thing, make like basically a fan boat.
Engineering savants.
Very
Team Rocket.
I mentioned while we were watching the movie, I was like, they really picked the wrong profession. They should have like been engineers. Oh my Lord.
They were ready to bust that up. All three of them saw it and they were like, we know exactly what to do. Hold on.
Right? No hesitation.
Like, we have been born in the swamps of Florida and we were ready to build this fan boat.
Yes, of course. Of course. From mere scraps. And yeah, like help Ash to the next side. Literally, like, this sequence, it's Lugia like fighting off the three birds and Ash and Team Rocket like blasting up these stairs. And it literally looks like it's just like, it's obviously like some path or whatever, but they're literally like surfing on the sides of the walls and shit. It's like they're getting some speed. Articuno's, I think that last one was Articuno's
Ice Island, yes.
And like it was all like iced over, so they were able to do it. But I was like, oh my God, they got some speed going with that little fan boat.
This is like a Mario Kart track. Like, they've got like tunnels, they're going across icy bridges.
Right.
Like,
I was like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fucking skate on the sides of these,
shredding down these
fucking,
hallways.
Right? Yeah. Fuck.
And finally, Ash and Team Rocket make it up to the last shrine and they're able to get the ice orb.
Yeah, real quick, lickety split.
So easy.
Mm-hmm. On the way back, Lugia.
On the way back, Lugia is able to protect everyone, but he's getting a little fucked up. And they finally have all the orbs, and Melody plays Lugia's song again, that hype up song.
Yeah, the hype up song.
And
but because they have the three orbs now all in the place of this
with
main
this power.
Yes. It's not just a hype song for Lugia. It's a hype song for everyone.
It's a hype song.
It's a hype song for Lugia. It's a hype song for all the fucking Pokemon who came and like land, sea, air to come there. It was a hype song for the fucking birds to stop fighting. It was a hype song for the fucking weather to chill out.
Truly, Melody stopped climate change. Maybe she established world peace.
Who knows?
This song changed the world.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, it sure did. Even when she played the song, it literally kind of like fixed everything. They're like, okay, all right, we're chill. The fucking birds like stop fighting and they go to their separate islands. I can only assume to take a nap because that was some
exhaustive day.
Yeah, right. Fighting, getting captured.
It really was one day. So Ash leaves the island, Shabooti Island.
Gotta leave vacation sometime, Can't be at Shabooti all the time.
He leaves Shabooti Island in the middle of the night, maybe like 10 o'clock based on like and then probably by like noon the next day, they have resolved the events of this movie.
We fixed climate change in a day. Hell yeah.
Get on it, Elon Musk.
Right? Shit. Oh, let's see. So, yeah, Team Rocket. Yeah. Well,
after the song, they stop everything. The giant ocean current flies up into the sky for a little bit, which is odd. Again, Pokemon's not on the same scientific plane that our Earth may be on.
Our reality might be on, yeah.
But Lugia's song does seem to calm everyone back down, and Ash gets to take a celebratory lap sitting on Lugia's back like a kid from the Never-Ending Story.
Oh,
going,
yes. He's like, hey, Ash. Yeah. I could just picture it now, Lugia, with the man skipping scotch and his steady tone. Hey, Ash, you saved the world. Want to come take a lap?
Congratulations, Ash.
Fucking I guess before that happens, Ash's mom like comes in like literally like the last second of the movie. She's like, I love you, honey.
You're my hero. I love you. Goodbye.
That was just a quick I love you, you know, we're good.
And then the credits roll, and in the credits you see everyone's gone back and they're on the islands again.
Right, having a good time. Yeah.
Back to normal, enjoying their Orange Island vacation.
Over the wonderful voice of Weird Al Yankovic and
the dulcet tones of Donna Summer's Disco Legend.
I found it so odd. So it leads into the credits and it's Donna Summers and it's really nice, and then it fucking cuts over to Weird Al Yankovic.
And not like any Weird Al Yankovic, but the polka rap, Pokemon polka.
Yes. It was a very. That's funny. I love that. That's the greatest. I didn't even know Weird Al Yankovic did that.
Weird Al Yankovic is not a closet Pokemon fan. He is very out there.
Oh, nice. Love. I love Pokemon. Same Weird Al.
Me
Same.
too, Weird Al.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the plot. Let's go ahead and get into our likes. Bryn, I'm going to throw it to you first.
So I really love this movie for its sound design. I think that the way that it brings in a lot more Pokemon than Pokemon the first movie did. And with that, then it uses a lot more sound effects and has to create a lot more of like that Pokemon sound, which at this point in the video games was still kind of like the noises that all the Pokemon made whenever. So getting to like hear like, oh shit, maybe this is what Articuno would sound like, just like screaming and everything. I think that's really interesting and really brings a lot of it to life, as well as I think the soundtrack is really good.
Donna Summers.
Donna Summers. And specifically just like Lugia's song is pretty iconic.
You're right.
And the way that it leads into like the fanfare at the very end once everything's back to normal. And I think it does a really beautiful job of that.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that's one thing I didn't write down, but the song is like, I don't know, really soothing, you know? I don't know. Like a nice little lullaby for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty chill song, but such like a simple melody that they really use to build throughout the movie.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like how it was kind of like framed around it. Like the whole story is kind of framed around it.
Right. And it's like at first you don't realize that that's going to be such like a powerful song, and then by the end you're like, it's Lugia. Lugia's here.
My hype song.
Truly.
For me, you know what? I really enjoy the storytelling of this movie. It's like it brings in this like weird Elon Musk character, game hunter guy, collector, and I really enjoy that. But moreover, I love Pokemon in general. Just like I said, the universe of it. There's just it's so ripe with storytelling. I think the climate change obviously thing came up, and it's like obviously we were talking about it a lot back you know, at the turn of the century and shit like that. So like, you know, they're pulling from, you know, modern day or just parallels in life generally, because I was talking about like the turf warfare that they were having in that one Pokemon episode before I, you know, came on here or doing research here. And yeah, I don't know, even it goes into, we'll talk about it in a little bit, the Detective Pokemon or Detective Pikachu movie. Right. They have some really like interesting ideas that they've like, there's a whole city where Pokemon and people coexist. That's so fucking cool. So fucking cool.
Truly my fantasy from a young age.
Right, exactly. When I saw that on the big screen, I was like, fuck yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, right?
Take me.
Like, when will virtual reality be a thing and I can just become a like vegetable and
I will never leave. You know that episode of Black Mirror, San Junipero, where they go, it's like once you die, you can choose to go into a computer world. I'm going to choose to go into Pokemon Sword and Shield right now.
Classic. Did you see that they like announced a 3D Pokemon game? Like,
ooh, Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yeah. It looks pretty dope.
I have been hoping for a pre-Pokédex game for literally years. I promise. I have talked to people about how much I want a game where you create the Pokédex. It's like Nintendo heard my prayers.
Yes.
And
You're just gonna let me catch them all.
You won't
literally catch them all.
You will not see me for a year until I finish this game, David.
I see. You and me both. I think I'm gonna. We talked about it earlier. I don't have a Switch, but I really want to get one. But I think like that game would be. I love Pokemon. I used to play that game all the time.
Right?
It's great. I love the second generation the most.
Second generation was your favorite? I think first generation is still my favorite, but it's
first. The first is just classic.
Right.
It started everything, so right. Bryn, I like a lot of things, but I also dislike a lot of things. Let's get into our dislikes.
David, Lugia's voice. I brought it up a little bit before. I hate it. Yeah. I think it's awful. I love that you hate it. There's literally the first thing Lugia ever says in this movie goes, the song has brought me back. It's so out of place.
It sure does.
It just like record scratch ruins the whole mood. Suddenly Lugia's Jesus. I don't understand the direction they went with this.
Oh, that was good. They did give some type of like I don't know, like Christ has risen element whenever Lugia is talking.
It is a God complex moment. Like it is Jesus on the third day, like wings spread, and he's like, the song, you believed in me and I'm back. I don't understand. I do not like it. Lugia's voice maybe ruins the movie.
Oh my god, that's so great. I love your dislike. One dislike that I had was just like that gravity thing or the physics thing with the wind, the boat going up the mountain. I don't know. It pissed me off.
You and I are both scientific people, David. Can we stand by this blatant disrespect of the laws of physics?
Bryn and I we were in college together and we only took one class. It was actually a drinking class, which is... That's a story for another time, but
pretty apropos for our friendship.
We're academics, and we subscribe by the STEM guidelines, and Pokemon is just not doing it for us.
Pokemon does not abide.
There we go. Let's see. Oh, there's quite a few.
Fucking got me.
Oh, there's actually quite a few different things that I wanted to bring up. Well, actually, we kind of went over a few of them during this whole back and forth, which I've really enjoyed so far. So, I was telling you before the podcast started that I was doing my research. I watched an episode of Pokemon. It was specifically like Electabuzz versus Scyther.
Yes, it was the Lieutenant Surge episode.
Yeah, it was some dude who sounded like him exactly. Yeah. And I was saying like the opening theme for Pokemon. I wanna be the very best. That
no one
Jesse and James's routine, the
prepare for trouble.
Prepare for trouble, make it double.
Right.
And the Poke Rap at the end of the episode. I feel like 90s kids in particular, or just people who were around, I feel like they know that better than they know the national anthem. I personally only know the first verse and the chorus, but I know all three of those things probably like verbatim.
David, did you ever go to Pokemon Rocks America?
No.
Pokemon Rocks America was essentially a convention that was all Pokemon themed. When I tell you I'm a Pokemon nerd, David, here we go.
That was the cream of the crop for you.
I went to Pokemon Rocks America, and they had a contest to see who knew all of the theme songs. And we were up to, I want to say, Gen 3 or 4 at that point. So we'd gone through a couple of theme songs.
Oh, shit. You and your sister's a real OGs.
Let me tell you.
Gosh. I didn't get that far.
I did real well at Pokemon Rocks America.
You're being very, very, I don't know. You're holding yourself back from all this attention you should be having.
I'm not good at the competitive side of Pokemon, like any of those Pokemon battles. I can't do that, but my God, do I know the flavor text of Pokemon?
Right? Oh my gosh.
An embarrassing amount. But I can tell you for sure that the 200 plus children in this arena in Dallas knew the Pokemon theme song.
It was like you're some big rock star and the fucking crowd's going wild.
You're in a Jonas Brothers concert.
Oh,
but
Lord.
It's Pikachu.
Nice. Tear going down this
Single
child's
tear.
face. Yeah. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, I was going to say, I was watching the episode and Scyther goes crazy or something and he turns the Scyther to the Pokeball, and I was thinking, I've always thought this, what do the Pokemon do when they're in the ball? Is it I've always imagined whenever they get into the ball, it's just a cozy home for them.
Right.
Literally it's I don't know, a duplex or something, and they're just chilling.
They got just a little yard. If you're a water Pokemon, you got a little pool.
Yeah.
Just you can chill in there.
I mean that's how they rest, kind of.
That's
well,
true.
Not even really.
They don't recover HP if you're in.
Yes, but mentally they are good to go. Yeah, I've always wondered that.
I always assume that it's like you say, just a little habitat for them. I think a lot of artists have done that over the years.
They have.
Done, what's inside a Pokeball? And it's this is Squirtle's Pokeball. And it's just waterfalls and just beautiful, lush, aquatic scenery.
I would be big enough of a nerd to buy that and put it, replace that conch shell on my.
I'll send you links.
Oh Lord, Etsy, here we come. I know what Etsy is now, so
hell yeah.
Here we go, down a rabbit hole.
And come back, David's whole room is just Pokemon memorabilia.
Right. There was one thing that Bryn and I researched after we got done watching the movie, which was so crazy.
Yes.
So we came across this. Bryn found it first. She saw this Vice article about what
Pokemania.
Do you remember the title of it? I don't know. It was something. Essentially, what the story was is that it was about Burger King promoting Pokemon 2000, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bryn, but they were doing the gold cards. The collector had that Mew card that he was talking about, and they had a gold card, and it would have some random Pokemon on it. I think the kids would vie for one of the Mew ones, but I personally, when that was happening, I just love Pokemon. I didn't watch the movie whenever I was younger.
Right.
But I remember those cards, that promotion, and I had that Poly Whirl one.
Yeah.
And there's that Poliwrath, or I can't remember.
The article is called Reflecting on the Burger King Pokemon Disaster of 1999 by Gigan Mammoser.
Yeah, from Vice News.
From Vice.
And essentially what it was about, it was this Burger King promotion that they were doing these gold cards that I was talking about. but they also had another one, and maybe audience, you maybe know about this, but it's like a tiny Pokemon ball that I don't even know what the function of it was, but it was on a
keychain.
Yeah, it was like on like had like a lanyard or something. I don't even know. And like this woman, she like found her child dead because it was like a choking hazard.
So what happened was this girl like took half of the Pokeball because you could open it up and there would be a Pokemon figure inside. And so the child had taken one half of it and it had gotten sealed over her mouth, and she choked to death while her siblings watched.
Yeah.
And this wasn't an isolated incident. There was one more death caused by this, and Burger King did like these huge recalls. They were like offering that you could like turn in the Pokeball like to a Burger King near you, and they would like send it back, and you would get like a cookie or something in exchange. Like they were really going hard for trying to return this merchandise to them because they were getting such a bad rap from happening.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a media firestorm whenever, like, because they said there wasn't too much time in between those like two deaths, those two toddlers' deaths.
It was like a month, maybe.
The kids were not. I think they were just a year old, not too much younger. But yeah, like created so much like so much media attention that it brought to it, and like Burger King like fucking was like trying to do their thing, and you know.
It implies a little bit in the article that maybe this is one of the reasons why you don't see many toys and like Happy Meals and things anymore.
Yeah.
The official line has always been that they're trying to like cut down on plastic use and plastic waste, so less stuff is going into the landfills.
Right.
But this article does have the conspiracy theory that maybe it's related to potential liabilities that fast food chains can undergo. So
right. Yeah. So. Big, that was a crazy thing. Whenever we got done with the movie, because I remembered the cards, those gold cards, and it mentioned it, but it was about those other ones. But I was like, I remember having that lanyard thing and the card. Like, good Lord, I could have choked.
It was a very mood killing moment.
Right, sure was. I read
the Weird Al Yankovic polka song played in the background, and we're like, oh, these people died.
Pokemon 2000's giving me a lot of feelings.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster of emotions with this movie.
Sure is. Oh yeah, I guess let's. So at first, I guess I had thought that McDonald's was the one who had that dealership. Whenever we were watching the movie, Meowth says this one fucking line about Filet-O-Fish. And I was like, oh, it's McDonald's. And then we read that story and I was like, oh, okay. No, Burger King. But
still, the fast food connection is there.
Right. They actually do quite a bit of fourth wall breaking, really pulling a Ferris Bueller on us.
They
Team
talk
Rocket
a lot
was.
About them being on the big screen.
Yes.
They talk a lot about. At one point, Slow King and Team Rocket are talking, and both parties turn to face the camera, and they're like, and they're watching. The audience is watching you right now.
Right. It was very weird.
And then they do a Simpsons reference.
Do they?
So they have a conversation of that's good, that's bad, that's good, which is actually a Treehouse of Horror reference.
Okay. I like that final part, because I think that was the ending of the movie.
Very end,
the very
yes.
end, and I was like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
like, so we're good guys now. Yeah. but what if
the boss finds
out?
Like,
that's
bad.
But we have no money. That's bad. Anyway, I was gonna ask you, Brent, do you like that newest Detective Pikachu movie?
I loved the new Detective Pikachu movie.
I fucking loved it too.
It was
the critical reception not so hot, but I personally fucking loved it. I loved it.
I think we've both shown that we're both Pokemon kids at heart.
Truly.
That movie just really, and I think I'll talk about this a little bit in the classics or bust segment.
Oh, okay.
But I think that movie really fulfilled what I personally want out of Pokemon movies.
Good. Yes, I agree. That Detective Pokemon movie really, like, I don't know, not cemented it, but kind of put with it being an animated thing, there's this already a sense of like detachment, obviously, because it's animated. But that movie definitely brought it to the forefront. I'm like, hell yeah.
Such a sense of realism.
Like when they were having those like underground Pokemon battles. Not to say like I'm gonna go fucking underground fight Pokemon, but like
because we're meeting you in the Walmart parking lot, if you'll remember.
Yeah, we're not gonna go to some underground place. We're gonna do the Walmart parking lot. We're gonna fight Pokemon, kick your ass. Offer still up. Yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, but
I did too.
Bryn, the final thing before we wrap up the show here, I wanted to ask you your favorite Pokemon. What is your favorite? I mean, you being a huge Pokemon fan, I think you're way bigger fan than myself. Because I'm really a big fan of the first 3 generations. Past that, I could give 2 shits about.
That's fair.
That's when it kind of waned for me.
I stopped playing until literally this most recent. I stopped playing at Pokemon Black and White.
And the DS ones.
Yes, and then started back up with Sword and Shield because the person I was dating at the time had the copy of Sword, and I got very into it, and I'm still very into it.
Nice.
But my favorite Pokemon all time, Blastoise.
Oh, Blastoise.
Gotta be my short king. He's shorter than me, and I love him.
Yes. The fucking size differential on these Pokemon, because like it seems like Blastoise would be fucking tall as fuck.
Blastoise is
it's like just
5 feet.
Yeah,
I think 5'6".
Yeah,
and I'm 5'8", so he's literally shorter than me. And I'm
you.
like, but I love him. Again, a shit brick house of a Pokemon. I can't deny. But I also really love some of the newer Pokemon. I wore my Wooloo earrings specifically for this recording.
Oh, nice.
So this is one of my favorite newer Pokemon. It's the sheep Pokemon.
The sheep one, yes.
And I also, my main Pokemon that I'm using in Pokemon Sword right now is Corviknight, who is this
Explain.
beautiful raven themed Pokemon.
Is that the one that kind of looks like it has got the hat on? It's like a crow.
He's a crow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I know which one you're talking about.
He's so beautiful. And so I have one in my game, and he's my level 100 right now. I use him to level up all my newbie Pokemon.
Oh, classic.
And
that was always my strat when playing Pokemon. I would level one up ridiculously and then have the others tag along on
everyone else.
I'll do one hit with you 100. Like at some point it gets to a point where you can't you'll just kill them instantly.
Oh, I've come across that a lot. Ooh, the DLCs were very frustrating.
Oh, I see.
With my overpowered Corviknight.
Classic.
But yeah, just a beautiful Pokemon. Those are probably the 2 best of the newer generation, I think.
Nice.
How about you, David? What are your favorite Pokemon?
So I personally love from the first gen, I love Sandshrew.
Classic.
That you probably saw that post asking what your favorite Pokemon. I put Sandslash to throw people off, but I love Sandshrew. Just cute Pokemon, little sand. I hate sand, just like Anakin, but
a good comparison.
But I really enjoy Sandshrew. Sandslash, I could give 2 shits about, but yeah.
Sandshrew, that little
guy. I just want to pinch his cheeks.
Big eyes.
But my all-time favorite is Cyndaquil. I fucking love Cyndaquil.
A Gen 2. Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. I like that whole line, just that whole evolution of Cyndaquil.
Yeah.
Typhlosion. Oh my god. If I had a Typhlosion, I'd fuck up anybody who came around me.
Typhlosion's a gorgeous Pokemon.
It sure is.
Ooh, such good character design.
Agreed. Like to the max.
I think Gen 2 is maybe where that character design like really peaked. I think
after the third, I think that's what really like turned me off. After that point, is like the character design kind of went downhill. Right. They, anybody notices it, they fucking, base it off animals.
Right.
Just random shit. There's one that looks like a lamp. There's a Pokemon that looks like a lamp.
I'm sure. Right now there's a Trubbish, which is literally a pile of garbage.
Oh my god.
Like physically, it's a pile of garbage.
There's a Pokemon called Muck and Grimer, and they're literally sludge.
Yes. Yeah, like it's like, all right, we get you. We got you. I do think that the regional Pokemon variants that they've done recently is very cool. I'm so sorry. Feel free to cut out all of this, like, me
I love
nerding.
this. Yes, I love the nerd. I have to. I liked it, but I didn't like it. That the thing you're mentioning, that I guess with one of the recent DLCs, they did like ice versions of Vulpix and
did you see
like,
the Sandslash and Sandshrew ones?
Yeah, the ice ones. That was cool. There was
he looks like a little igloo. That's cute as hell.
What's the one where it's the eggs? What's Executor? The one where it's like short and stout, version. And then the palm free. He's like tall and skinny.
I hate that.
Yeah, me too.
There's a Corsola version. Have you seen the Corsola?
No.
So Corsola is normally a water type. It's a coral-based design. And
another great second-gen Pokemon.
Yes. And in the newest gen, then there is a version of it, which is a ghost-type Pokemon based on the phenomena of bleached coral. And the fact that, like, the coral reefs are dying.
What?
And so they went, like, hard.
Oh, they sure did.
Into that environmentalism. That Corsola, though, is such an inspired design.
I must see this.
I think it's a wonderful reskin and such like a good, I mean, not a good message. You don't want there to be
right, but it's
so important.
They're pulling something from our reality and moving it in. It's
exactly. I think that one's very clever. And then so all of the fossil types in the newest one are based on the phenomena of whenever researchers used to put just like random fucking fossils together and they were like, it's a dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah. And so all of them are the
fucked up Pokemon.
Yeah, so the top part will be like one design of dinosaur, and then like the bottom part will be another design of dinosaur, and then they like make it like one Pokemon. It's very interesting.
You'll have to show me some of them. Those sound cool.
I definitely will.
I definitely want to get back into Pokemon, especially with that over the shoulder a third person Pokemon game coming out. I definitely want to get back into it. Bryn, we talked about our favorite Pokemon. I wanted to mention I threw that post out there to get submissions from the audience. We had a few friends of the show, Raciel and Eduardo from the Shit You Don't Care About podcast.
Wonderful podcast.
Yes, another great, wonderful podcast. Maria is also on there. A great friend of the pod. Raciel said that his favorite was Espeon, and Eduardo said that his favorite was Gengar.
I can definitely see that from listening to their podcast.
Yeah, definitely, Eduardo. I see you having a Gengar.
Another shit brick Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. Definitely, I told him underrated. That's definitely an underrated one.
He really is.
That was in the TV show, there was a great episode about the Gengar and Haunter and shit like that. The ghost one.
Yes.
Yeah. Great ones. And then my twin.
Tanya.
My twin Tanya. She said she likes Umbreon, and that. It's funny, like, because you had the Eevee obsession.
Eevee Evolutions.
Yeah. Raciel and her Umbreon is the black one, right? The dark one?
The dark type.
And then Espeon's the psychic one. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was funny how... I don't know why I think people are obsessed with that particular episode of... Well, at least Tanya was. Very
understandable.
Of that one episode, and there was like the triplets, and they each had a Eevee evolution.
Yes.
And it was like actually, it was quadruplets because the younger kid had the
kept Eevee, right? Yeah.
A few others. We had a Charizard mentioned by a good friend here, Ashley.
Strong Pokemon. wholly recommend Charizard.
Charizard, yeah, classic. I always liked his attitude in the Pokemon TV show.
Yes.
I always enjoyed
just fuck you, Ash.
I'm just
do what I want.
Same Pikachu, Charizard, anybody who comes across Ash, just like, you stupid son of a bitch. Like, let's fucking go.
Taking over.
Vulpix by my friend Carly. But that's another good pick. We mentioned
Vulpix, such a cute Pokemon.
They did that ice switch with Vulpix, and that was cool.
A really cute ice version.
So yeah, no, Pokemon's great. I like character design. Pokemon's really good. I don't know. I'm having a hard time putting it into words how much like
you love it.
yeah. It's because it's just something that's been there ever since my childhood, and it
really is so formative. I think for 90s kids,
really.
And I know there's like that imagined divide between like Pokemon and Digimon kids.
Ew.
But at the end.
I hate Digimon. I don't like Digimon.
David!
I can't.
All right,
Dude,
I have to
okay.
leave the podcast. Thank you for listening, audience. I'm going. Goodbye.
Bryn, I'm going to have to stop you because there's a reason why I hate Digimon, and I will tell you to you now. I wasn't expecting to share the story, but so when I was younger, I used to have dreams, and like really like bad dreams. I had this dream of the wolf Digimon. You know, that fucking blue and white one? Yeah. His like evolved form, like where he's like literally like wolf looking. Him with a screw arm came to my window at night while I was sleeping and was like unscrewing my window to get in and get me. So that's why I hate Digimon.
All right, on the flip side of that, literally the same Digimon.
Really?
I used to have a stuffed wolf that I slept with as a kid, and whenever I was going to sleep at night, then I would like hug it and I would think of it as Gabumon.
Oh my gosh.
And it's me with this protective Pokemon keeping me safe.
Oh.
Different experience.
Yeah, definitely a different experience. That dream could be that dream sticks with me. That recurring dream sticks with me to this day.
That is some Freddy Krueger shit, David. That is some Nightmare on 4Kids TV bullshit.
Some WB is like implanted some type of like mind thing, and I'm over it.
It's absolutely horrifying.
It really was. The
you
face
for
of that
fear.
Digimon, he was ready to get me.
Oh my god.
Bryn, let's kind of wrap it up here. Let's get into the awards segment. It's a newer segment. Let's start out with the up at the top, the classic or bust for Pokemon 2000. Bryn, obviously you enjoy it. You think it's a fucking classic, right?
No.
Controversial.
This movie.
Tell me why.
This movie is a bust for me.
Okay. Why?
Okay. So
Lugia's voice.
Lugia's voice. Pokemon the first movie does such a good job of being about a legendary Pokemon, building up this idea of like a philosophical like plot line. So like, what is it to be human, to be a member
Pokemon
of society? It's such a good philosophical movie. And then this one is just like, oh, look, we found another legendary Pokemon. And I think the next like 5 movies after this are just all like, I'm Ash and I ran into a legendary Pokemon.
Yes.
And I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think the next classic, I think Pokemon the first movie is a classic. And I think the next classic Pokemon movie,
The one with Entei.
Destiny Deoxys.
Which one was that one? That was
many years later.
Oh, Lord. That's the one with the DNA looking Pokemon, right?
Yes, it is.
God.
Because I think that movie is the next step in what Pokemon movies become is world building. And that they do a good job of starting to flesh out what the society of Pokemon starts to look like. What we both liked about Detective Pikachu being like this, holy shit, I can imagine myself inside the Pokemon world. Destiny Deoxys is the next movie to do that kind of thing.
Interesting. I'm going to have to put it on the list.
Yes.
Maybe that's the next Pokemon movie we can watch.
We can.
Or just another movie in general. But
invite me back. Did I wear out the tape for Destiny Deoxys that I recorded off of the WB channel in the morning? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so I have to say, as much as I love this movie and as much as my sister might kill me for this opinion, this is a bust for me.
Oh, yeah, that's a rough one. I'm gonna have to agree. Comparatively with if anybody's ever seen Pokemon the first movie, like, how could you not fucking cry at the beginning of the end, of Pokemon the first movie? The fucking Ash turns to stone, and it's like Pikachu's trying to wake him up, and it's like,
with his tears.
I know, and it's fucking, yeah, I know. It's really stupid and corny, but it's just like, like that kind of message compared with this one, where it's a little bit more, I don't know, like, yeah, the climate change, excited, but exactly, you said it earlier, it's more about the spectacle of Pokemon fighting and the cinematic nature of that rather than plot.
Exactly.
So, yeah, bust for me. Let's do the least important character.
I think we both agree on this
Okay,
one.
I'm glad. It's Ash's mom.
Ash's mom.
Yeah, what the fuck? I think maybe I mentioned it earlier with the plot, but she like comes in like right at the last minute. She's like, "I love you, honey. See ya." She's like, "I'm gonna go banging Professor Oak."
Me and Samuel are gonna have a good time.
Right? Me and Samuel Oak. We about to go fuck. Oh shit. Let's see. Any special awards? I don't have any this week.
My special award is the best Burger King toy tie-in award.
Classic.
How can you deny those 23-karat gold-plated cards?
I thought you were about to say, this is a fucked up joke. I thought you were about to say this like 18-month child is choked on the...
David, cut this out.
I am sorry. I love Pokemon, and I'm sorry about your child.
David, cut this
Nonetheless. Bryn, let's get out of our awards. Let's get into some dark territory. I was going to say, so my piece of trivia is, so Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen were both considered for voicing the Collector, or Lawrence the Third, as they say.
Maybe they should have gotten one of them to do the voice of Lugia. And maybe I would have made this a classic movie.
That would have been a classic love story if Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart didn't meet before Pokemon 2000. One was the Collector, one was Lugia. That's a love story in the making right there. Damn it. I wish I could rewrite history.
David, I also have some trivia.
Yes, hit me.
Mine is related to the Pokemon series. It's that every time that a new season of Pokemon starts, Ash always goes and visits his mother because of the promise that he makes to her in this movie.
I don't even remember that. Every time he
starts a new season, he always goes back and visits his mom in Pallet Town before he goes to a new region.
Huh. I did not know that. I thought he went straight, because I remember from the TV show, they ended the first season or something, and then it picks up with Tracy, I think, after this movie, and he picks up a Totodile or something.
Yeah, but no, he always goes back home.
Interesting. I love the games. I wish I would get back into it. I was gonna tell you a story, but we're creeping up on the end, but I want to squeeze this one in. Anytime I try to avoid getting Android phones. This is because you have the ability to download a Pokemon game on an Android. And I swear, anytime I've ever been around an Android, that's one of the first things that I do is I download Pokemon, and literally I'll turn up the speed so it's really fast, and I'll just beat Pokemon in a day.
Speed run fucking Pokemon.
And I literally lose days to Pokemon. So that's why I'm an iPhone person.
Understandable.
It's not the normal reasons. It's not the normal reasons. Is I want a new upgrade, but nonetheless. Actually, that's really all we have. Bryn, let's wrap it up.
Sounds good, David.
Firstly, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the You Haven't Seen That Movie podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Also, a big thank you to my guest, Bryn Keenum, for joining me. I had a great time.
Thanks. I loved being here. This was
so
much fun.
We've spent almost 2 hours talking about our love for Pokemon and our hate for Digimon.
One person's hate. I will say I love Digimon.
You love that I hate Digimon.
I'll change you, Dave. We'll watch Digimon movies after this.
Apparently they're doing like a remake of Digimon, like in a animated style, or like an anime style, today's anime style. And
they did. I've watched it.
Oh, have you? Yeah, give me your review real quick before we wrap.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it so much.
Okay.
I was obsessed with Digimon, David. Please.
Okay.
Digimon Try.
Do they have Digimon movies?
Oh my
God, Bryn, your face went cold. You were like,
David.
So many.
Digimon the movie.
Oh, is it good?
A combination of 3 Japanese Digimon movies. This doesn't even have to be in the podcast, David. This is so important to me. It introduced me to ska music.
Oh no! Please tell me. I don't think I can end this podcast.
Like fucking Rockefeller Skank is on there. It uses fucking Bare Naked Ladies. 1 Week is on there.
Oh, okay.
It's
what the fuck.
Gwen
Stefani introduced me to ska, but that's awesome.
It has like some Mighty Mighty Boss Tones action
Lord.
in
Classic.
Oof. I love me some Digimon the movie.
Noted.
This is not going to be on your podcast, but I'm going to make David watch this, audience. Stay tuned.
Noted. I'm going to write down Digimon the movie now. Let's see. If you want to show your support for the You Haven't Seen That Movie podcast, consider joining the Facebook group or, the Instagram page. If, you like this movie, you hate it, let us know by calling our voicemail or commenting on one of our posts. Both Instagram and Facebook have call buttons. It's literally 2 clicks. Just give us a call. Let me know how you're doing. Oh yeah, let me know your favorite Pokemon. I would love to hear. I can talk. We've spent 2 hours here, but I don't mind spending another 30 minutes this next episode talking about Pokemon.
Feel free to tell David what your favorite Digimon is.
Oh god, if you tell me that wolf one, I'm gonna fucking freak out.
Is it Garurumon, the wolf Pokemon that haunts David's nightmares? Let us know.
Good lord. But other than that, Bryn, that's all we got. See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
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 Next week.